We are back with another discussion video on the subject Local and Regional Governance. We are now in topic 2 of lesson 2, which is about the major features of RA 7160 and fulfilling promise for meaningful devolution. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Before we begin, please ponder on these words from Abraham Lincoln. Government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. This is our discussion outline. We will begin with the constitutional provisions of RA 7160. And then, we'll dive in with the major features of RA 7160. It is followed by the Devolved Basic Services on Health and Social Services, Environmental Management, Agriculture, and Infrastructure. This is followed by the Devolved Regulatory Functions. And then, we'll tackle the organizational structure and staffing pattern, followed by taxation, sources of revenue, and linkages with people and non-governmental organizations. Before we begin, you have to answer activity number 5. You are to make a SWOT analysis about your personal experiences on how you think your barangay has been functioning based on the mandate given by Republic Act 7160. We kick off our topic with the constitutional provisions, starting with Section 1, Territorial and Political Subdivisions. We have the provinces, cities, municipalities, barangays, the ARMM or the BARM, and the CAR. Next, for Section 2 is the territorial and political subdivisions shall enjoy local autonomy. Section 3, Congress shall enact a local government code that provides a more responsive and accountable local government structure. Section 4, the President shall exercise general supervision over LGUs. Section 5, LGUs shall have the power to create its own sources of revenue and levy taxes, fees, and charges. Section 6, LGUs shall have a fair share in the national taxes. Section 7, LGUs are entitled to an equitable share in the proceeds of the utilization and development of the national wealth within its respective areas. The major features of RA 7160. Section 17, Basic Services and Facilities. It says that LGUs should endeavor to be self-reliant and shall continue to exercise its powers and discharge the duties and functions vested upon them. We will now discuss the Devolved Basic Services as stated in Republic Act 7160. We'll tackle first about health and social services. So first, the implementation of programs and projects on primary health care, maternal and child care, and communicable and non-communicable disease control services. And then, access to secondary and tertiary health services such as therapeutic services, child protection, and out-of-home care. Also, purchase of medicines and medical supplies and equipment. And lastly, social service such as programs and projects on child, youth, and women's welfare. Next is environmental management. Under this, we have solid waste disposal system, service or facilities related to hygiene and sanitation, implementation of community-based forestry projects, and management and control of communal forests. Next is agriculture. So there should be inter-barangay irrigation system, water and soil resource utilization and conservation projects, and enforcement of fishery laws in municipal waters, such as conservation of mangroves. And then we have tourism. Under this, we have tourism facilities and other tourist attractions, acquisition of equipment, regulation and supervision of business concessions, and security services for such facilities. And lastly is the infrastructure services. So maintenance and rehabilitation of the following. We have roads and bridges, school buildings, health facilities, small water impounding projects, fish ports and water supply systems, seawalls, drainage and flood control, and traffic signals and road signs. These are the devolved regulatory functions. We have inspection of food products, adoption of quarantine regulations, enforcement of National Building Code, regulations of tricycle operations, regulation of real estate, and licensing of cockpits. The organizational structure and staffing pattern of LGUs. Each LGU shall design and implement its own organizational structure and staffing pattern following the guidelines provided by the Civil Service Commission. And then the LGU taxation. Article 10, Section 6 of RA 7160 states that LGUs shall have a just share as determined by law in the national taxes, which shall be automatically released to them. We are now in the Internal Revenue Allotment. It is based on the collection of the third fiscal year preceding the current fiscal year. On the first year of the effectivity, it is 30%. On the second year, 35%. On the third year onwards, 40%. So for provinces, it's about 23%. The same goes with the cities. And for barangays, 20%. Provided that the share is determined by the following. So for population, you have 50%, land area, 25%, and equal sharing, 25%. The LGU sources of revenue. We begin with those from the national government. That includes the ERA, share from taxes, fees, and charges collected from the development and utilization of national wealth, other grants and subsidies, and debt relief program. So for the locally generated revenue, we have real property taxes, business taxes, other local taxes, regulatory fees, operation of local economic enterprises, and tolls and users charges. So for other sources, we have sales or lease of assets, credits, and build, operate, transfer scheme. Linkages with people's organizations and non-governmental organizations. So as provided in Section 35, LGUs may enter into joint ventures and other cooperative agreements with people's and non-governmental organizations to engage in the delivery of certain basic services, capability building, and livelihood projects. You have finished Topic 2 of Lesson 2. Congratulations! Now, we have to answer the main task. So instead of making a synthesis paper, you are to make a concept map on the salient features of Republic Act 7160. Please apply the learnings that you got in this topic. Good luck! Should you have any questions or queries, you can contact me through the following outlets. See you in our future discussion video as we go along our module. Thank you, and I hope that you have learned a lot.